Okay, so we are doing step 3 then of the 14.3 work together. It says post transactions in the general journal to the general ledger and the accounts receivable ledger when each transaction is journalized. Also post any entries in the general columns of the cash receipts journal to the general ledger accounts as transactions are journalized. The only entry required in the item column is balance when you are entering a beginning balance in a general ledger account. No other entries are valid. So again, we don't have to write anything in that item column when we are posting. But just like we did when we were, or just like when we talked about when we were writing off accounts and reopening them, we really do want to make a note of that in the item column so that we know exactly what's happening in that transaction. Okay. But it doesn't have us do that on MindTap. So, okay, so we're going to start in our general journal. We're first going to our notes receivable. So I'm going to go down to notes receivable. My date is July 5th, so they already have the month, so I just need to put the 5th. My post reference then, general journal page 7, so I'm going to use G7. And I'm debiting that account for 1800. And then I'm going to find my new balance. My new balance is 18,000. My account number 1170 will go back up. Okay, next I'm going to be posting to accounts receivable. The date is the 5th, G7, general journal page 7, and this time I'm crediting for 1800. And I'm going to find my new balance. The new balance is 40,381.97. Account number 1130 will go back up. And then I'm going to put that slash in there because I'm also posting that that credit to Gary Kinney. So the 5th, G7, and a credit of 1800. And then that brings my balance then to 0, or we would draw a line through it if we were doing paper pencil. Now in this case, this is where we would put, I'm just going to go back up here. So this is where we accepted the note. So in the item column, we would put accepted note. Again, they're not having us do that, but that's what we would have written. So I'm going to take account number 120 back up. Okay, next I'm posting to accounts receivable. And I forgot to look at the date. The 26th and G7. And we are going to debit that account for 409. And we're going to find our new balance. Our new balance then is 40,790.97. Account number 1130 goes back up, and then the slash. And then we're also going to debit Dennis Kraft. So July, I have to put the month this time, July 26th. Post reference is G7 and a debit of 409. So the new balance then is 409. Now, when I look back up at this transaction, this is where Dennis dishonored his note. So this is where we would put in the item column, we would put dishonored note here. Again, we are not doing that here, but that's what we would have put. So I'm going to bring up account number 110. Okay, now I'm going to be posting to notes receivable. The 26th, G7, and we are going to credit for 400. And then I'm going to find my new balance. Account number 1170 goes back up. And then I'm going to be posting to interest income. The 26th, G7, and $9 credit. Find my new balance. Account number 7110 goes back up. Okay, so my post-reference column is filled in on my general journal. So I'm going to now move down to my cash receipts journal. I'm looking at each line. Okay, so I'm going to look at my account title to the left, account title column. I'm posting first to my notes receivable. The date is the 12th. So this is going to be out of order here. That's okay. When I look at my post reference, I'm going to use CR for cash receipts, page 8, so CR 8. And then I'm going to look at my general debit and credit columns to figure out what I'm going to be doing. So here I'm going to credit notes receivable for $500. I'm going to then find my new balance, so 17,100. And account number 1170 will go to my post reference column. Okay, then I'm going to be posting to interest income, the 12th, CR8, and 750. And then I'm going to find my new balance here. I get $474.50. Account number 7110 will go back. Now, as far as these totals go, I don't have to post any of those totals at this time. Okay, so my post reference columns are filled in on both of my journals. That tells me that I am done posting. I'm going to grade my final step. Everything looks good. So this is the end of the 14.3 work together. So you can now go on to the 14.3 on your own. This is the end of chapter 14. So once you finish the 14.3 on your own, you can go ahead and go on to your application problems. All of the due dates for the application problems are going to be posted on Daily Planner and then also on MindTap. So, I mean, either place you can look for those due dates. It's really, really important, guys, that if you have any questions that you email me. We can always Zoom to go over anything, but make sure that you are emailing me with questions. All right. Have a great day.